Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Nelson again. Today we are going to do an activity using a tens frame. A tens frame looks like this. It is a long rectangle with 10 equal squares inside of it. I happen to have a double tens frame because we're going to work on numbers that are bigger than 10. You'll also need two different colors of Legos, or noodles, or M&Ms, or whatever you have, as long as it's two different colors. And I also have some numbers. My numbers are going to go all the way up to the number 20. Boys and girls, you can find a tens frame online with the help of your parents, and you can print one off. Or you can draw one using your crayons or markers or pencils, whatever you have at home. Boys and girls, here is my tens frame. If you notice, I have two tens frames, but we're only going to use the top one for now. The other thing I want you to notice is that in my tens frame, there are 10 equal squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bottom. 5 and 5 make 10. So the first thing that we're going to do is I am going to choose one of my numbers. It's going to be the number 6. Now I want to show the number 6 using my tens frame and my Legos. It would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did you notice, boys and girls, that I filled up the top row before I filled up the bottom row? Boys and girls, it's important that we do that because it will help us to keep order. And it will also help us because I know that there are 5 Legos in my top row, and then if I add one more, it would be 5 plus one more is 6. We don't want to just put our Legos all over the place. That makes it difficult for us to count them. We want to have some order. This is the number 6 using our tens frame and our Legos. Let's try another number. Now I want to try the number 4. There's 4. Let me get my Legos out. Remember, we want to fill up the top row before we put any on the bottom row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the numeral 4. Here are my 4 objects. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try another number. Clear my board. Now I want to try the number 9. All right. So remember, we're filling up the top row before we fill up the bottom row. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're coming back down here. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 objects. Boys and girls, it's also important to remember that we start from the left and move to the right, whether we're on the top row or the bottom row. Again, that will help you to keep order and it will help you to count. But boys and girls, we don't want to just use our tens frames to show single-digit numbers. We want to use our tens frame to show double-digit numbers. What do I mean by double-digit numbers? Double-digit numbers are numbers like 11, where there is 2 digits or 2 numbers together to make one number. So let's look at the number 11. This time I'm going to have to use both of my tens frames because this number is larger. Let me show you what that looks like. First, we're going to fill up our tens frame on the top. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This tens frame is all filled up, but I haven't gotten to the number 11 yet. So I need to use the bottom tens frame. I'm also going to use a different color Lego, like that. I note in the top tens frame there were 10 Legos. I'm going to put that 10 in my head, and then I'm going to count up one more. 10, 11. This is how we show 11 objects. And here is our number 11. Let's try another big number. Let's try the number 16. When I'm showing 16 objects, I want to remember again to fill up the top tens frame before I fill up the bottom tens frame. Also, I want to remember that I'm filling up the top row, then the bottom row. So let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have to keep going because I have the number 16, and this is only 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This is what the number 16 looks like using my tens frames. I had 10 on the top, and I have 6 more on the bottom. When I look at my number 16, the way that I can remember this is I have one group of 10 and 6 singles, or 6 ones. That's what the number 16 means. One group of 10 and 6 ones. Do you see, boys and girls, how I had to fill up the tens first before I could fill up the second group? Let's try one more. Now I want to try the number 18. This time I have a 1 and an 8. If you remember what I said, 18 means there's one group of 10 and 8 ones. Can you picture what that looks like? Well, let's show it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have to keep going because we have 18. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Remember, boys and girls, when you're filling up your tens frames, you want to fill up the top row, then the second row, the top row, and then the second row. This is what the number 18 looks like using our Legos. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Remember what I told you, that the number 18 is 1 group of 10 and 8 ones or singles. I can say that that's 8 singles because this bottom tens frame is not filled up yet. All right, last one, boys and girls. Let's try the number 12. Now remember, the number 12 has a 1 group of tens, and 2 singles. Let's see what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, keep going, 11, 12. We had to fill up the whole tens frame on top before we could start filling up the tens frame on the bottom. This is 1 group of 10 or a whole tens frame and 2 singles. The bottom's tens frame is not filled up yet, so these are just singles. Boys and girls, give this a try at home. If you're in Miss Nelson's class, remember to send pictures so that we can see what work you've been doing. Thanks for sharing with us today. Have a great day.